Welcome back to RUCS Race Hub here Monday night as we take a look at the analysis table, or analysis John will be over there later in the show to analyze every division as we welcome you back to our main desk over here as we are going to continue talking about the Martinsville truck race. So we finished talking with John about Cody Sills' new driver train on his P3 finish. And I'd like to ask John a couple more questions about this race. So, John, do you think the restarts of this race were a big factor in how this race played out?
Well, people knew how to break a little bit, you know. Otherwise, I think the restarts were exactly what you would expect. They were very chaotic, and if everyone got out of turn 1 alive, then we were excited, but then we knew that turn 3 was coming up immediately, and that would be the area where all the cars would be crashing there. But I think the restarts were okay. They're not the best, obviously, but these are younger drivers, so we can't really expect the best.
Now, so looking at the film here, and it's reminding me that we've had lots of people up front during the race that had no trouble losing the lead by wrecking. So, do you think Martinsville is a harder track to drive, especially if you're leading, because it puts a lot of pressure on you?
I think it is in general because really, you're the first driver to deal within the lap traffic. If you are second all the way back to how many cars are in the race, you're always going to deal with a driver in front of you, basically, and a driver behind you. When you're in the lead, you just have to worry about the driver behind you. But at Martinsville, the driver in front of you, the lap car comes up really quick, and in a big race in a big turnout like we had at Martinsville, there's going to be a lot of lap cars. So I think definitely a lot more pressure on the leader just to not wreck, and I think it's more in the later stages to deal with the lap traffic. I mean, if you let it for a while and you dealt with lap traffic, later on in the race, you would actually probably want lap traffic, so you are more, because you're more, acquainted with. So, yeah, I think leading that Martinsville is really hard.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, the lap cars are pretty hard to avoid, and it's actually pretty hard if you are a lap car because it's little to no space to yield at, and then you feel so guilty if you wreck the leaders. So obviously a big factor there. Let's move over. Let's talk to Chris now about that Martinsville finish. Hard driver Dar won the race, and so Chris, how do you feel about another hard driver winning, in this case on the trucks?
Obviously, I'm very proud of the drivers. They're doing so well, especially Dar. Already with 3 wins in the season, doing really well. Pretty much dominating so far, but we still got a long season to go. But I really have faith in him. Him and his crew have really done a lot. Speaking of his crew, with the picture up there on the screen on the right, with Pavel, actually now his crew could actually contend for a Crew of the Year award for trucks. So we'll be looking forward to that.
Yes.
Just very glad.
Yeah, I do believe there's about 4 TMs and trucks that have a crew member of some sort, that being Jake, Dar, Lone, and Cody, and Lucky, actually.
Yes.
So, Chris, what do you think? Do you think that your other drivers possibly could have won, like Ellie? He had to leave early, though, but if he stayed in the race, do you think he might have had a shot at winning?
Well, that's Martinsville. He probably could have gone up there, and if there was enough wrecks, maybe he could have had a shot, but knowing him, he'd probably be back there. But with the harder equipment, I feel like he'll be like around the middle, because in the back on the restarts, there'll always be jumbled up, so you never really expect anything. So it just depends. He hasn't really shown up to a lot of the races due to family stuff. We've had to not let him race. So yeah.
You know, I asked John about this, so I'd like to get your takes on the restarts too. So what was goes through your mind when restarts happen at Martinsville, from a driver perspective or a host perspective? Hello? Can you hear me, Chris?
Oh, what?
What is your I asked John about this. What is your thoughts on the Martinsville restarts?
Oh, I thought you were talking to Cody. On my thoughts, obviously very jumbled up. I think they were one of the key parts to Martinsville because, because we've seen like drivers such as JJ. He's gotten up front, just on that restart using the inside, but obviously that corner kind of hurts you if you're way down there. Also, like I said, when you're in the back effect, there's usually some miscommunication there, and there's always either like one driver going around or just accordion effect. So I think restarts were kind of key there. And also entering the turn one, you just gotta hope that the person behind you knows how to brake.
Alright, well, I think that about wraps it up for the review on the trucks at Martinsville. So let's shift gears here to the Chase Race 9, the final race before Homestead and Cup. And Chris, you won that race. So obviously, before we start talking about it, I'd like to give congrats to you on that.
Thank you.
So I'll go back to John. John, you were there for the whole race, so what was your full take on the entire race and how it played out?
A really calm race. We had a couple DNFs. I think the biggest DNF that we talked about was the early DNF of Red, who was above Chris in the points. Now, after all this, it doesn't really matter now because Chris won. But definitely Red and Chris definitely were looking for probably a spicy battle for the race. No way I use that word. But but I think it was a really good race. Ended up being a very up and down race for a lot of drivers, such as 1909, who went down 2 laps at one point, finished third. Great race for Exiosis, and really disappointing to see him lose it right there, as him and Chris, actually, it was between him and Chris for the championship. Whoever won the race was going on, and it was definitely a beautiful race weekend for Exiosis. I think that team can really look on the bright side here after that one, as it was definitely a good point race just a good race in general. Probably a lot of momentum coming up next week. Obviously, they're not going to be happy because it's not going to be in the chase, but still, they definitely showed up when it mattered, just a little too short.
So you mentioned how Red probably had the most effective leave of the race out of the 3 drivers that left. What do you think Red could have done if he was able to participate the full 62 laps at Phoenix?
Well, it'd be really interesting to see what I don't know really what to say here because I haven't really seen Red, race here at Phoenix before. I can't really got memory on this, but I feel like he just did not have the best weekend. It was just kind of hard for him. Obviously, a tough loss, not even be able to race, not even to get to fight for your own position in the championship. Obviously, though, I'm not saying that they probably wouldn't have gotten in front of Chris, but it just did not seem like their weekend. So all in all, I don't think it would have changed if he would have stayed. It definitely would have been probably a crazier battle, but still.
Yeah, and obviously Red, lots of fans in the seats, were only sat down for 6 laps if they were diehard 25 fans.